Finding out I was going to be a big sister was like Christmas came early. As a 6-year-old who was fascinated with dolls, I couldn't ask for anything better. I remember holding my little sister for the first time, and it was so surreal. Like holding a giant worm in my arms. Super special.
I can't believe I've never had a peach till like recently. I had like the juiciest peach yesterday. It was so good. It was like
I don't even know how to pick them.
Just like softness, I guess.
How does this one feel?
It's not ripe yet.
No?
No. I mean, you could eat it, but you really want them like to the point where it's like almost like if you push too hard, like your finger may go through.
Whoa.
That is peak
That's the
ripeness.
nice thing about apples is like, you don't get better or worse.
They just are.
When I was like 5 years old, I remember going to the golf course with my dad, which was totally normal because I would always go with him, and it was him and his friends, and then one of his friends had or has a son that's the same age as me, and we were in the golf cart together, and they were golfing as they do, and I don't remember what happened or what like came over me, but I pressed the brake or the like accelerator or whatever on the golf cart, and it just went hurtling down a hill off of the actual path, and then just like crashed into a tree, and we honestly could have died.
You know the Chucky movies where the red-headed doll kills people and terrorizes adults? For some reason, my fascination with dolls didn't stop when they started killing people. I thought Chucky was so cool. I remember wanting one from Hot Topic as a 6-year-old. My mom thought it was funny and almost got me one, but then she didn't want to deal with the psychological trouble that might follow.
I feel like I'm having trouble trying to remember good childhood memories between myself and my parents. For some reason, I don't know why. Not to say that they weren't good parents, they definitely were. But I guess my mind first goes to my cousins, Royce and Heidi, who lived in New Jersey, and I was living in New York at the time, so going to their place, at least for what it looked like when I was a kid, seemed like a very long time. It's like a 2.5 hour drive, so there was always a trek involved. So seeing them was always very special to me. And we would always communicate by email, just like having long email chains talking about when we would see each other. And every time I went to their place, which is in New Jersey, when I entered their house always had this really nice clean linen smell. I don't know how or why. Perhaps they're using like laundry detergent as like air freshener or something like that. But no. It felt really special going over there and spending time with them. And I guess looking back at it now, because I haven't seen Royce, my cousin, in what seems like 3 or 4 years now. Um, I wish I knew how special those moments were, and how much more I should have cherished them. Just the small things like playing video games or making shitty YouTube videos, or just running around the house, stuff like that.
when I was a kid, I would really want it to be snowing, even though I lived in LA. And it was never actually that cold, even around Christmas time. But I was like desperate to play in the snow. I wanted to make snowmen and just play in the snow. And so I would go into my sandbox in my full snowsuit and pretend it was snow, even though it was hot outside, and build snow buildings and such. And that's all I wanted, was to be somewhere colder, but I couldn't. And it's very cozy.
I just loved being naked as a kid before pubescent self-voyeurism really set in. I'd create obstacle courses throughout the main floor of my parents' house and run through them while listening to Coldplay and Britney Spears, usually shirtless. I miss that relationship I had with my body where I knew it as nothing more than a means to some cheerful end rather than something to be witnessed. I wanted so badly to be a teenager, and as a teenager so badly to be in my 20s, but the older I get, the more I wish I were still a child.